we're talking about the 0.001% of the population. My industry is all about confidentiality and privacy. You need to understand we work with the top ultra high net worth in this world. When you charter a yacht, you charter it for 500,000, 1 million a week. In this industry, one wrong mistake can cost you a lot of money. You know, when you say time is money, a lot of money. My whole life is an NDA, and a lot of people don't even know what I do. In fact, because I cannot talk about it. Buying the yacht is the cheapest part. We have crazy requests. Crazy. You would not imagine the amount of requests. We had Panther requests. It's making the impossible happen. And yachting is not about the yacht, it's about the experience.
Welcome to Code Behind Success. As you already know, this is not a traditional interview. This is a 6-code decode. In every episode, we take one guest through 6 stages. The beginning, the pressure, the mistakes, the money, the advice, and the final success code. Today we are entering one of the most exclusive industries in the world, the super yacht industry. My guest, Marcela de Kern, founder and CEO of Onboard Monaco, a super yacht consultant, owner, representative, professor, author, speaker, and advocate for women and young professionals in yachting. Marcela has spent nearly 20 years making this industry more transparent, more professional, and easier to understand. Today we will talk about luxury, money, trust, mistakes, reputation, Monaco, Dubai, and the real decisions behind the world of super yachts. Marcela, welcome to Code Behind Success.
Thank you, Adrian.
How are you?
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
This is not a traditional podcast. This is a decode, so we'll go through 6 stages.
Yes.
So let's go forward with the first one, the beginning code. People know you as the yacht lady, but before Onboard Monaco, before the book, the masterclasses, who you were in the beginning?
Wow. I was a little girl from Guatemala. So it's a small country, well, not so small, in Central America, just below Mexico. And I was born and raised there. And my parents used to take me boating every weekend. But of course, I didn't know that there was an industry behind it. So I have the passion for the sea and for being on the boat since I was a little girl. And since I was little, I was always curious. And now my mom used to say, "You were born with a star." And I believed it.
This is a very good start, to be honest, for you. But how did you first enter in the super yacht industry, and at what age?
So that was completely by chance, to be honest. So I did all of the traditional business school, and I was having a minor in finance, and my dream was to work for the top Forbes company, banks, and so on. So I was in Monaco, and I was applying to work in like Merrill Lynch and, you know, stuff like this. But then I graduated in 2008. Oh. Can you imagine? This is like, you know, business degree. Welcome to the real world, middle of a financial crisis. And I'm from Guatemala in Europe. So nobody was hiring. Yeah. Period. Nobody was hiring foreigners. You know, like nobody's going to do the extra mile to give you a visa, you know. And in Europe, to sponsor somebody is not as easy as in Dubai. As you know, it's super complicated. So there was me. You know, like a young girl recently graduated with big dreams and no jobs and no opportunities, you know. So it was very difficult. It was a real struggle, to be honest. I think I cried for like 11 months. And then I finally found a job, which was in yachting. And then when you are in Europe, when you are in Monaco, there's only hospitality, so like hotels, banks, you know, family offices and banks, or yachting. That's it. There is no industry. There is no nothing, you know. So my first job, I was actually very young. I think I was not 21 yet. I was 19, 20.
Amazing.
And I was joining a company selling underwater lights for yachts in Antibes. Antibes is like a big yachting hub.
I know. Nearby Nice and Cannes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a big yachting hub. It's one of the biggest ports for yachts. And they hired me for the languages because I speak 6 languages and they needed somebody for the European market. So they're like, I need a salesperson instead of having a salesperson in Italy, in France, in Spain, in Germany, you know, like they just hire me and say like, okay, you're hungry, you are good in sales and you speak the languages. And then, they hire me just for my skills. And that's how I started. But underwater lights didn't exist. Yeah. So it was like selling ice to an Eskimo. You know, it was like, everybody's like, why are you going to open a hole in the hull of the boat? Nobody wants it. Why would somebody want lights. So I think that gave me the experience of resilience of sales. You have to be, I think everybody should start in sales.
Yeah.
Because it gives you tough skin, you know, if you're able to do cold calls and you're not ashamed, if you're able to knock doors. I mean, back in the time when I was starting, I sound like so old, but back in the time I was driving around Europe with maps. There was no GPS.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that when you are doing sales, that gives you really the skills. You know, you're not shy to go to talk to strangers. You know how to negotiate. You know, they're in front of you. They say they won't buy. What you do? You know? So I think that anybody starting in a career, starting in sales gives you the skin you need.
Exactly. But now you are in Dubai. What's the difference between these two markets, Monaco and Dubai yacht industry?
So they're very similar in many ways, and they're very different. So they're very similar because they are not a democracy. So in both countries, there is a leader. In Monaco, there is the prince, and here there is the sheikh. And so there's no voting, and it's all with a vision. And people love the leaders. In Monaco, people love the prince, and in Dubai, people love the sheikh. So there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences as well. Monaco is more expensive than Dubai. If you think Dubai is expensive, forget it.
I saw to be honest.
Monaco is crazy expensive. So for you to have a good life in Monaco, you need to have 10 times the money you need to have a good life in Dubai. So in Dubai, you can have a good life with a certain income. And in Monaco, you will need 10 times that to have the same lifestyle. So, yeah.
Can you tell me one thing that people completely misunderstand about this super yacht industry?
Well, people think that a yacht is a status symbol, and it's not. You know, it is the ultimate freedom. So most people in this level, they cannot go to a hotel. You know, a celebrity cannot go out to a hotel.
Yeah.
A politician cannot go to a hotel. You know, somebody that is like really, they cannot be seen. They're not going to enjoy and sit there in the pool. You know, so once you are an ultra high net worth individual, where are you going to enjoy? You know, so yachting gives you the ultimate privacy, you know, and, you know, in a hotel or in a house or whatever, in yachting, you have 12, 24, 60, 70 crew just to serve you.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
More than 20.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You know, so you have everything. So you don't have a waiter that is serving 10 tables. It's just, you have, you know, 10 people
your
just
own,
serving you
yeah.
and your family, you know. And the beautiful thing about yachting is that you can move. One day you're in Greece, one day you're in Spain, one day you're in Italy. You go island hopping. Literally every morning you wake up to a new port. You know, you go explore. And it's the ultimate privacy. Nobody is looking at you. Nobody is disturbing you. You disconnect from the world. And what you feel on board a yacht, you cannot describe it to somebody who has never experienced it, to be honest. You know, it's just the feeling of being on a yacht, like the water, the wind, the peace, is just indescribable. I mean, you know, when you're in a yacht, you melt. Like you have the deep relaxation that you don't get in a spa or in a hotel or in a, you know what I mean? So I think that a yacht is the ultimate freedom and the ultimate privacy for ultra high net worth individuals.
Phew, I'm amazed, to be honest. Great. Now let's go forward with the second code, the pressure code. You know, the part people usually don't see behind the success. So my main question is, in your industry, decisions are not small, right? One wrong decision can cost a lot. Money, maybe, I don't know, millions. A lot of stress also. What kind of pressure comes with advertising yacht owners and buyers?
So, yes, we're talking about the 0.001% of the population.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody that can own a yacht. And specifically, my industry, I mean, there's boating, which is like recreational boats. Then there's yachts, and then there's super yachts. And in my case, I focus on super yachts, which we're talking about 30 million plus. You know? So in this industry, one wrong mistake can cost you a lot of money. You know? So for example, yachts are for charter, yes? When you charter a yacht, you charter it for 500,000, 1 million a week.
Per week.
Right? Yes. So if you own a yacht that you put it for charter, and there's a problem with the yacht, and you cannot do the charter, that means you lost 500,000 euros. So, you know, when you say time is money, is that if they lose a charter day, a charter week, they are losing a lot of money. And I think that what people don't realize about a yacht is the amount of people that work around a yacht. and the ecosystem that it has and the amount of jobs that it makes. You know, it's like one yacht makes millions of jobs. You know, so one yacht, first of all, it was designed. So there is a designer, there is a design team, there is naval architects, there is engineers, then there is the shipyard, and then there is the people that build it. Then there is the carpenter on board, the electrician on board, the decoration on board,
Oh my God,
the
a
engines,
lot of jobs.
the
I never thought
passerelle,
about
the
this.
technologies, that, you know, so, you know, one yacht, when it's in construction, it creates 400 jobs. And then one yacht that you see in the port, on board, there's 20 people living on board all year long.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize this. They think, oh, a yacht. Yeah, inside every yacht, there's people that live there all year long, you know? So every yacht it's creating so much jobs and it's bringing so much money into the economy. And it's, you know, when a yacht goes to a port, it consumes between 50 to 70,000 euros per day in that port.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this because I know that the rent is very different. If you will put your yacht in Dubai, for example, or in Miami or in Monaco, the rent is different, right?
The berth fees, you mean in the marina?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
know how much can be in Monaco, for example?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. So just the place for you to park in the marina, the berth and the slip is very expensive. You know, we're talking about 30,000, 60,000 euros, you know. So you have to plan in advance where are you going. Once you arrive in the yacht, you have to connect the electricity. Sometimes you spend more on electricity than the berth itself.
Oh, really?
You always have to ask in the marina what is the price for the electricity.
Yeah.
So the electricity cost in the marinas are very expensive, and yachts consume a lot. You have the engines, the generators, the air conditioning going all the time. So I always tell my clients, buying the yacht, the purchase price is the cheapest thing you will pay. It's the maintenance. It's the cost that comes with every month to maintain the yacht.
And can you tell me a mistake, for example, a broker, what kind of mistakes he can do in terms of renting or selling?
Yes.
The top 5 mistakes.
Most brokers are on commission only. So, of course, if they don't sell, they cannot feed their families. So the pressure is really high. So obviously, sometimes the ends justify the means, and they will do anything it takes to do a sale. And what happens? Then they will, you know, tell you everything you want to hear so that you buy that yacht, even if it's not correct, even if it's not the best yacht for the client, but it's the fastest one they can sell. You understand? So sometimes it can be a little bit biased that they are not giving the right advice to the client. And having the wrong yacht is the most expensive mistake you will make.
Yeah.
And bigger doesn't mean better. So most brokers will try to sell you the bigger yacht or the most expensive yacht because they make a percentage of the price. But bigger does not mean better. So maybe it's not the yacht for you. Big yachts cannot go inside the marinas. They have to stay and they have to be on anchor. They have to be outside, and then you need to come in by tender, you know. And then they need to tell you what is the maintenance cost of that size of yacht. You know, then instead of having 10 crew, then you need 15 crew. That increases your salaries per month a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, having the right advisor that's the difference with me, is that I'm not a broker. I'm not desperate. You know, like owners will contact me for an unbiased advice. And I work as a consultant. So should I buy this yacht? And then I tell you how to structure it, how to own it, the taxes you will pay, the maintenance cost. And I will help you find the best yacht for you on a fee, not on a commission. So it's a very different business model.
I'm amazed, to be honest. Okay, let's go with the next one. Can you explain why trust is so important in this super yacht industry? So
my industry is all about confidentiality and privacy. You need to understand we work with the top ultra high net worth in this world. It's really like a 0.001%, like I said. So we have to protect them, you know, protect them for safety, protect their families, protect their best interests. So it's all, you know, my whole life is an NDA, and a lot of people don't even know what I do, in fact, because I cannot talk about it. And so even my close friends, even people that know me in the industry for many years, they don't really know what I do because I cannot talk about it.
Of course.
You know, so I have a lot of projects that I do. And you have to trust somebody, one that knows. And to be honest, not a lot of people know in my industry know. They claim they know, but I've been shocked about the amount of ignorance. A lot of people that are selling these multi-million assets and have no knowledge. Like, anybody can be a broker. Right? You can print yourself a business card and Adrian the broker. Halas. You can do that if you want, but it all comes down to knowledge. And these clients, they know sometimes more than the broker himself. So I think that's one of my passions is about education. It's teaching people and guiding people with the right information.
Was there a moment when the pressure was very high for you, but you had to stay calm because someone was depending on your expertise?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they want it all and they want it now.
Now?
Yes.
Or
of
yesterday.
Course. Or for yesterday, yes. And in this industry, because it's not so transparent, it's not so easy, So, for example, if you tell me I want a yacht now, I cannot give you a yacht now. And some people think they can. They're like, oh, I want to leave after lunch, And it requires a lot of pre-planning, a lot of preparation. But their requests are crazy, huh? Sometimes they're like, oh, I want to have a Norwegian salmon in the middle of the Maldives, and you have to make it happen, And then we've had cases where we have to fly somebody, to a specific shop in Paris, get this salmon, fly back, take a boat, bring it to our boat so that at dinner they can have the salmon that they want.
Yeah.
Of course, we've had requests of, we want a Christmas tree. On
the boat?
On the boat in the Maldives.
Great.
And we have to fly it from Norway.
Yeah.
A special Christmas tree. And make sure that it doesn't die. Make sure that it's not damaged. And then transport a Christmas tree, one for the bow and one for the inside saloon, to the Maldives. So this is we have crazy requests. Crazy. You would not imagine the amount of requests we get.
Can you tell me more other requests?
Yeah, there was this famous basketball player. I cannot say his name, but
from NBA.
Yes, and he wanted to have his yacht in Portofino. He wanted to go for a run around the Cap. It's a beautiful run, by the way, in Portofino. And then he wanted that after his run, the jacuzzi was filled with ice to do his ice bath.
Good.
Okay, this sounds like an easy request. How do you get that amount of ice to fill a jacuzzi in Portofino? In Portofino, you cannot arrive by car. It takes it's like a long road. It's really, really, really hard. And there was no ice. And there was not enough ice. And it was middle of August. So any ice you transport, it will melt by the time it arrives. So we had to be creative. How are we going to get this amount of ice? So we had to contact the local fishermen. You have to be very creative. Okay, fishermen have ice, right? And they have it in blocks that is not going to melt.
Yeah.
Then you have to go to all of the fishing companies. Please give me some ice, because you cannot bring ice from Genoa or ice from Santa Margherita.
Why?
Because of the streets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and how are you going to transport it? Then you need a truck with a fridge.
Yeah.
And by the time it arrives, it's going to be melted, and it's in the middle of August. How are you going to transport a lot of ice, So yeah, it sounds so silly, but the logistics behind it is insane, and then of course we have to charge. But it's making the impossible happen. And yachting is not about the yacht, it's about the experience.
Yeah.
And we're having a party and it's circus theme, and we want to have animals on board.
Animals?
Okay. Animals.
What kind of animals? Lions, monkeys?
We had panther requests, but the problem is you need to get permit.
Yeah.
How are you going to get the permits to have and the insurance? And you have to ask the insurance, you get the insurance, you have to find the animals, you have to find the person that is going to bring the animals. It's just crazy. We had an amazing circus party on board a yacht, but behind the scenes, it's just
a lot of work.
Insane. Yeah, a lot of work. Or we had a yacht that was in the middle of the Caribbean, and they were having their wedding anniversary. And Madame wanted white roses, only white roses. And she wanted the whole yacht decorated with white roses. We're in an island. The flower shop doesn't have enough white roses. Where are you going to get white roses? Next island. Next island. You have to send a boat to go island hopping and buy from every florist roses. It was not enough. We have to call a private jet, fly to Miami, buy roses.
To Miami?
Miami.
Why not to Netherlands?
In the Caribbean.
Ah, you were in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean,
okay.
yes. And then fly a private jet, get the roses, fly them back to the island, get a florist to do the arrangements, and decorate the entire yacht, just with flowers. You can imagine the bill for that. I'm not going to say. But it's crazy, So we have really impossible requests.
Amazing. Let's go forward with the third code, the mistake code, because sometimes the best lessons came from decisions that did not go as planned. So my first question is, looking back at your journey, what was one mistake, hard lesson, or difficult moment that shaped you today? One
thing was trying to fit in. Like I was trying to be as everybody else. And I think this is a big mistake everybody does. And I forgot who I was. And then I found that being true to myself was my secret weapon. And it sounds very cliche. Be yourself. Nobody understands it. But it is true. Once you are in tune with who you are, with your personality, yourself, and you own it, that's when success just flourishes. So, for example, when I joined the yachting industry, I was in Antibes and in Monaco. And everybody else there is British. And the yachting is very British. The captains on board, the crew, the brokers, they're all like very British. And I have an education from the US. I did part of my MBA in the UK, in London. But still, that's not my culture. And then I tried to fit in. And I tried to be like the British brokers. And I changed who I was. And I was trying to be, arrogant. I was trying to be like, how they are, this and that. And I was even changing my accent, so that they accept me. And then I was like, going drinking every day to the pub and like, oh, this is this and this and that. And I thought this is what I had to do to be successful in my industry, that I had to fit in to what my industry is, how the people are, how they speak.
Yeah.
And then you try to change who you are. And then I was like, I don't like who I'm becoming, because I'm not that person. And so I'm like, no, I'm Marcela. I'm the Latina. I don't need to drink every day to fit in. I don't need to change my accent. I can have my own international accent with a Spanish accent, and that's okay. And I don't need to be like them. And then the moment I started to be me, people liked it because it was different, because it was unique. And I was feeling more confident in myself. And then I think that's one of the secrets, is having confidence. Like when you do an MBA, it's not what you learn. You can learn whatever you have in an MBA on ChatGPT. It's about having the confidence that you know.
Yeah.
It gives you a diploma and you're like, you know what? I know what they're talking about. And then a diploma just gives you confidence. It's like, I have an MBA. So in life, I think what you need is to be confident in yourself, in your personality, confidence in your education. And then, confidence is like a attractive magnet for clients, for attracting the right network around you.
I wanted to ask, was there a moment that being different was actually your advantage?
Yes.
So to be honest, I think that you already responded to me, because this was your best advantage, I think.
Yes. Yeah. And it works for everybody. Nobody is you. You're unique. And you have to find that uniqueness and own it. Stop trying to, if you're a lawyer, behave like all the other lawyers. No, be you. If you are whatever you are, a content creator, stop doing the content that everybody else is doing. The moment you're in tune with your essence, that's when the true magic happens.
What did the Superyacht industry teach you about ego?
Oh my God, we are in the most ego
industry
in the world.
I thought about this.
And there's so many egos. And I think that one of my talent is that I am able to manage everybody's ego. So, for example, in my industry, you have the captain. Big ego. The captain, of course, he is the rule. The captain has the final say, not the owner, right? The captain is the one that has the ultimate decision-making power. Then you have the owner. Big ego. Can you imagine? I own this yacht, 60 million euro. Big ego. The brokers, mamma mia. The brokers have huge ego. The shipyards, oh my God, of course. They say it's my yacht, I built it. And I think that that's one of the skills women have, is that we're able to see the big picture. And sometimes I'm sitting in a table and I understand what is not being said. And it is not about the deal in the table. It's about managing egos, and it's very difficult.
Let's go forward with the fourth code, the money code. When someone buys a yacht, what are the codes they usually do not think about in the beginning?
Exactly. So like I say, buying the yacht is the cheapest part. Then you have crew. Like I said, you have 15, 20, 70 people on board. And the crew salaries are very high. Either way, if you want to start and make good money, start being a crew on a yacht. The salaries are really high. And you don't pay taxes and you sleep on board, so you have no expenses. But crew are very expensive. Fuel is crazy expensive. If you charter a yacht for 1 week, you can spend around 20 to 30,000 euros on fuel.
Wow.
Or more. You can buy a car just with the fuel bill. Marinas, like you said, marinas are very, very expensive. And the highest factor in 2026, you won't believe, insurance. So before, insurance was a small line in the budget. Nobody cared. Nobody even worried. Insurance is and now insurance premiums have doubled, tripled with the war situation, with the boats catching fire, all of this. Now insurance is very
How much
expensive.
can cost the insurance for one boat per year, for example?
A lot. It depends, because we can talk about a boat that is 20 meter, 30 meter, 60 meter, but it can be 100,000 euros or more, just on insurance.
Why can the right advisor or owner's representative save an owner a huge amount of money?
Oh my God. A lot. This is what I do. I actually save people money. If you buy the yacht on your own name, you put yourself into a lot of risk. So we usually structure in a way that we can own it via a company, If you don't declare the right VAT declaration and you get fined, just the taxes, you can have massive issues. You can say I'm in Turkey, I want to cross over to Greece and go to the islands. Do you have the right permit? If you don't have the right permit, then just crossing will get you huge custom VAT, because you don't have the VAT license to operate in Greek waters. So, for example, if you buy a yacht, charter a yacht for 100,000, you have 20% VAT that you pay in the country where you embark. So you pay 20,000 euros VAT. But if you cross to Greece, you need to pay 20% again.
Oh, okay.
So you're paying 40,000 euros on tax with the bad advice, So hiring their own captain can cost you a lot of money. Not planning in advance, painting the yacht is one of the most expensive. It's 2-3 million, 6 million euros to paint a yacht. If you don't plan it in advance, one day the captain calls and says, "Sir, I need 2 million to paint the yacht this winter." Where are you going to get it if you haven't planned it in advance? So
only the paint.
Only the paint.
Okay.
So, having the right advisor can save you a lot of money.
But why do millionaires buy or rent yachts? What do you think? For status, for the view, for the experience?
Like I said, for privacy. For privacy and for freedom. You cannot go in a cruise ship and share the pool with other people, So having the privacy and the experience on board, you have the best chefs on board, the best food is always on board yachts. And then you have a personal trainer, you have a massage on board, go island hopping, you go diving, you have experiences like you go and explore different whales, you go whale watching on your own boat, and yeah, it's just the experience, the freedom it gives you, and the privacy.
But do you think it's also about image, about trust, about connections, or knowledge?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
But can knowledge be more valuable than money in this industry?
Knowledge, 100%. I know 100%. Having the right knowledge, it's night and day, This is why I dedicated most of my career in books, education, courses, because most people don't know where to start. This industry is very secretive. Everybody wants to gatekeep information, and they won't tell you things. So one of my goals was to, open the doors and be more transparent and teach what I know, but also like you pick the brains of successful people, I pick the brains of people in my industry, and then turn it into lessons that people can learn. So learn about design, learn about yacht building, learn about yacht brokerage, learn about everything, all the ecosystem about yachting. That's what I teach.
But in terms of companies, for example, luxury brands or other companies that want to enter in this super yacht industry, what do they need to understand first?
I need to understand many things, how the industry works, who are the main players, the difference between shipyards and brokers. I think most people don't get that. A shipyard is the one that builds the boat, and that's the brand of the boat. So something that says Fedship or Lucent, that's the brand of the boat. Then you have the designer. So you can say, okay, this is a Fedship built by Tim Haywood. Yeah, Tim Haywood is the designer, and then the broker is the company that is representing it for sale or for charter. But I hear some people say that, oh yeah, that's a Fraser yacht, as if it's the brand. That's not. That the Fraser is just the broker that is selling the boat. And what you need to understand is, like, for example, when you go to a boat show, there are boats for sales and there are boats for charter. So if you cannot afford to buy that yacht, you cannot go on board. You say, I want to see a 60 million euro yacht. They will do a KYC, they will do a background check. And then if you do not have the money, you're not even allowed on board. You're not even allowed to visit. Why? Why would you come to my house? Why would somebody open the doors of their private home, their private sanctuary, to somebody that just wants to be nosy? And then there is yachts for charter. And yachts for charter is just vacation, rentals. So you have to ask, what's the charter rate? And if you can afford it, and you're like, oh, I'm thinking to charter this yacht next summer with my family, can we come on board and visit it? And that's the point of a yacht show. And I think a lot of people don't know that.
Can I know the best yacht deal that you made for a client?
Yes, I cannot share too much information, but it was an 80-meter yacht. So it was almost 300 feet yacht. And I sold it for 80 million.
80 million.
Euros.
Amazing. Okay, let's go forward with the next code, the advice code, where your experience becomes really useful for the people watching. So if a young professional wants to build a career in the super yacht industry today, where should they start?
Exactly. So you're in the right place. So first, you need to be part of associations. So I founded a Young Professionals in Yachting Association in Monaco. So there are associations where you can build your network, attend the conferences, learn, interact, So when I was young, I was like, I wanted to learn. Why is paint so expensive? How does building a yacht work? And so out of my curiosity, I went to the yacht club in Monaco, where I was part of the sailing team. And then I asked the secretary general, say, can we have a conference room where I can learn? And every month we will have a painter and a builder and a lawyer and an insurance company to come and explain to us. And he loved my idea. And then this is why we started YPY, Young Professionals in Yachting, and just to learn, to meet other brokers, meet other suppliers, meet other shipyards. So first, networking, as you know, is a very important key to build your network. It's not what you know, it's who you know, but also cultural differences. Then you can read my book, of course. So it's the first book ever written about the super yacht industry. It's the first. Can you imagine? So when I wrote it, I had no references where to take ideas from, where to get references, zero references. I had to get it all from scratch.
Can you know the name of the book?
The super yacht industry. Yeah. So it was all qualitative analysis. And read my book. So join the association, read my book, and join my masterclass. So the Yachting Masterclass is where you can learn. And we teach about every single aspect of the entire industry. Because I find that if you're a broker, you only know about broker. If you're a charter, you only know about charter. If you're a builder, you only know about builder. But you miss a lot of the 360 perspective. So the masterclass teaches you about the entire ecosystem. And then you can choose, okay, which area of the yachting you want to join. How does it work? And if you join any yachting company, they expect you to be up to date. Nobody's going to spend 3 years training you, you know? So you need to have a network and you need to have knowledge. That's what I provide.
And all these kind of informations, they can find people on your website, right?
Of course, onboard.mc.
Amazing. For someone who does not come from money, does not have connections, and does not know anyone in Monaco or Dubai, how can they still enter this world?
Like this. You can join for free the Young Professionals in Yachting Association. You can attend boat shows. You can attend the yachting conferences. Just if you have the curiosity, even if you don't know the road to take, you start taking steps and then the way starts making itself. You know that Chinese proverb? If you don't know where to start, just start, because even if you cannot see the way, once you start walking, the path starts opening. So if you're interested and you're curious, you will find ways, you will find mentors, you will find the right circles. It's all coming with having curiosity and determination.
This industry, it's a male-dominated industry?
100%. Yes, so it has changed, to be honest. But when I started, I was the only woman in the shipyard. Yeah, so I was going through from shipyard to shipyard to shipyard, and I was the only woman on board, you know. And this is the thing for women, is that you have to do double the work. First, you need to know your stuff well. So education. You need to be talking about engines. You need to be talking about technical stuff on board, you know. So that once people know, like, oh, she knows her shit. Oh, it's not just a pretty face. Then they start to respect you, and then you can do your job, you know. But it all comes down to like education. But yeah, when I joined, all of the women were just like in marketing, or the receptionist, or the pretty girls on the boat, like the hostesses, you know. So having female role models was very limited. I have some female role models in my industry, and what they all had in common is that they didn't have kids. And I was just like, how can I have a career in yachting and still be a mother? Because I still want to have a family. And I didn't have that role model. And now that I'm a mom working in yachting, I want to be that role model for young women and say, yes, you can have a career and be a mother, and it is possible. It's hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that this is a walk in the park. It's not. It's very difficult, but it is possible. But yeah, when I started, there was not a lot of women. Now I see a lot more in shipyards. I see project managers, engineers, women captains. Fun fact, the captain on the largest yacht in the world is female. So it is changing, I have to say.
You are also an advocate for mompreneurs.
Yes, mompreneurs.
Like
yes,
you said.
Exactly.
What did motherhood teach about business, leadership, and ambition?
So yes, I think that once you are a working mom, if you work in an office, it's very difficult because you have the schedule, the kids get sick, and you need to, you know, keep your boss happy, keep your husband happy, keep your house running. It is very difficult. But being an entrepreneur, that's another level, because it makes it even harder. So as you know, being an entrepreneur in every field is hard. But being a mom entrepreneur, what I call the mompreneurs, it is extremely, extremely challenging. It is very, very difficult. But it has taught me about time management. You know, you have no time to lose. Like everything needs to be, you know, like very well organized. And it has taught me that in the end, negotiations are the same thing as dealing with children. So the same way I negotiate with my children, I have to sit down in a table with clients, big egos, and just mother them.
Amazing. Okay, let's go with the last code.
Yes.
The success code. This is the principle behind the journey. So after 20 years in this industry, what does success means to you today?
I think for me, personally, success does not mean having this amount of money in the bank. It does not mean, I don't know what people think success is. For me, my definition of success is loving your life.
Yeah.
Is waking up saying,
Love
I
it.
love it. I love it, and I do. I wake up and I pray and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is insane. And I think that is the definition of success. How do you say somebody's successful? For what? A title or a number in the bank? It's not. It's just about, do you love your life?
Has your definition of success changed over the years? For example, in the
100%.
beginning was different
100%.
than now?
100%. When I was in university, success meant being in the role of honor and being, getting a pat in the back from your parents or whatever. Then when you're working, success meaning like, I want to be the director. I want to be in this position. I want to get respect, And then success means having this amount of money in the bank. Success means assets, my house, my car, owning material stuff. And I think now that I'm old and wise, I know that for me nowadays, success just means if you love what you do, if you wake up every day loving your life, then you're successful.
Amazing, to be honest. Is success more about achievement, freedom, impact, or legacy from you now?
Freedom,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to own my time, do whatever I want. I think that has no price. So flexibility, planning your days as you want. If I want to spend more time with my kids, if I want to go to watch the show of the school of my kids, if they are sick and they need mommy, then I cancel all my meetings and I stay with them because they need me.
Yeah.
I think that for sure is the freedom. What was the other thing?
The impact and the legacy.
Impact. I love what I do. I am gonna cry because people come to me and say, Marcela, you changed my life. I walk in a yacht show and people say, I'm in the industry because of you. I got this job because of you. Marcela, I'm living in Dubai or in Monaco because of you. Like people saying your course, somebody take my course saying your course changed my life. Like this having an impact of a positive impact on people and know that everything I do has a positive impact. It means like absolutely the world. I think it feels amazing to be able to be praised for changing people through education for good. So for sure, impact, freedom, legacy, what you bring to my children. When I see the life of my kids, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had that life, Like the schools in Dubai are insane. And I'm just like, I'm so proud I'm able to give that to my kids. So of course, like legacy is very important, but I will rank it that first is impact and second is freedom.
And now the last question and our main question.
Okay.
Marcela, what's your code behind your success?
What's the code behind my success? I think determination. I'm very persuasive. I'm very, very persuasive. So it's like if I want something, I go and I get it. And I think having this skill, this personality of not giving up, or no matter how hard things get, like you know that, you have to push through. The harder it gets, the closer you are to your goal, So, and it's not easy because it's very easy to give up. I think managing the fears, like sometimes I was like, how the hell am I going to pay the bills, and how the hell are you going to, but having the confidence of saying, I can pull it off. I'll do whatever it takes, or not whatever it takes. You still have to have certain values and dignity, but yeah, just persuasion.
Marcela, that's it. Thank you so much for being part
Thank
of
you,
Code Behind Success. I think this conversation will be very, very valuable for the people who want to enter in this industry.
Yes.
Everyone can find Marcela on their website.
Yes.
So I really appreciate our conversation and thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much, Adrian. So yes, I am very big on LinkedIn. So you can find me with Marcela de Kern Royer or my website, onboard.mc. And I want to welcome you and everybody on board.
Thank you so much. So, for everyone watching, remember this. Every industry has a hidden code. The more you learn, the better decisions you make. This was Code Behind the Success. Thank you all for watching, and remember, don't just admire success. Decode it.